This is a demonstration of the new My Quotes page and the features in it. We've generally, as you can see, reconfigured the page to look more like our others and taken out some of the strange features. We've added this row of data which shows a summary of information about whatever's currently showing in the grid. We've updated the filters and added a few new ones in the row below that. There's also an export to Excel feature that we'll show in a little bit. We've added two new pieces of information for each quote. Probability number, 25 to 100%. We've added an expected close date column. Of course, these are going to be blank for your existing quotes, so they won't have anything for that information, as you can see in a couple of rows here. We had a new edit screen where you can edit this information, and looks like this. You can look at attachments that are currently on the page. And let's go ahead and create a new one with the new quote button here. You start in the customer. If you enter any part of the customer's name after the first 4 characters, it'll start searching for any matches. You can find the customer you want to choose from his ship tos. There's only the default ship to in the case of Dave's Place for parts. Then you choose a type. Service types have 4 additional subtypes. They are breakdowns, inspections, inspection repairs, and service mods, which is the catch-all for any other service subtypes. Amount, as always, dollar amount. We pull up a list of quote, there are no contacts, so we can enter a new contact, same as we did for the old one. And I'm doing this on a test database, so none of this information will actually be attached to the real record for this customer. We have the date quoted, which defaults to the current date, but you can set any date you want. We have the projected close date. Let's set it for the end of the month. You have the follow-up in, which we have these options here, and let's choose 1 month and set a probability. Budgetary is for items that are entered after the fact, so there is no real probability to be calculated. But for this case, let's set 50%. Its status is open. You can take stock quote numbers or any other quote number you want to refer to. It's just a text field. We can attach files, and we've updated this so that you can attach multiple files. You can go back and choose another file. You can remove a file you've already placed in that list, and then at the time that we save this, those files will be uploaded and attached to it. We can choose any one of our sales personnel. It's going to send an email, so I'm going to choose myself. And then create. And the row is added with the options we selected. It's changed the expected totals. Since we put a $2,000 job at a 50% probability, the expected total will have gone up by half that, 1,000. We have these options. We can choose any status that we want. We can filter. These are special filters. We can say only show me those that have a follow-up within 30 days or within 2 weeks or within the next week. So you want to know which ones need to be followed up immediately. You can narrow it down to any type, and changing any one of these filter options will immediately update the grid. And this closing date range is automatically set to a month before the current date and a month after the current date when you entered this grid. And you can search on any of the fields instead of multiple search boxes. We have a single search box, and you can enter any part of the customer name or a quote number, and it will bring up only those that match. And if you blank it out, you can see the whole grid again. We can export at any time. It'll show us whatever is currently in the grid. All those rows will be exported. This box needs to go away, but it'll bring up a standard Excel spreadsheet just showing the rows that we currently have displayed and their headers. For dates that are past, they'll show up in red. So for instance, here you can see a past due follow-up date. We have a follow-up button. It works like the old control did. You just set a new follow-up date and attach a note if you want. Let's make it the end of the month, and leave the status the same as open. Write an explanatory note, and the date is updated. We can attach files. This uses the same multi-file control. So you can attach one or more files, and before you make the final decision, you can remove any of those files and then attach, and the attachment's made. We also have the ability to create, generate a quote document, and it works as the old one did. You choose the contact from the contact list for that, and it will create the boilerplate document and save it locally. And so if we take a look at that, it fills in, it just populates it with the basic information for that customer and that contact. And of course it puts me as the, since I'm creating this quote, it puts me as the Ace contact, and it just fills in the boilerplate information, and then you can edit it from there. And of course you can delete, which has a OK cancel for safety. We've also updated the controls so that in other places where we see quotes grids, such as on your dashboard, it will bring up the same display with the same filter options and all the same capabilities.